19 pullover, sir. Pull over for being too damn fine. So I'm in like full character. So if you think I did a good job, don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. This is the only Halloween look that I probably will be doing, to be honest with you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch my video. If you would like to see how I got this look, then feel free to stick around and we're going to jump into the next clip, and I will see you all in my next video. Deuces. Alright, so before we go ahead and start, I just want to let you guys know that I will have the name of the palette down below in the left hand corner, as well as the shade name and the brushes that I'm using, just to make it better for you guys as far as visual. I do have a review on that palette, the Norvina palette, so I will have that link down below in the description bar if you're interested. So I'm not going to talk too much about this palette, but I do have a new palette right here by Colourpop Cosmetics. It is called the Smoke Show palette. So let's get into it. I do have the names, like I said, down below on the left hand side if you want to check it out. So I was so amazed by this palette. I felt like it was so pigmented, as you can see from my face expression. I ended up taking that shade and placing it right below that yellow. It was so creamy. I had no struggle whatsoever. It was so smooth, and the transitions of each color that I used in this palette just worked out so well together. I really like this palette. I'm glad I purchased it. Only thing I will say is I thought it was a gray undertone palette, but it's not. As you guys can see right here on camera, it looks more like on the blue undertone family. So that was the only thing. I'm like, wait, this is not really a gray palette. So I haven't used all the shades, so maybe I just, will eventually hit that gray. But I really wanted this palette because I felt like it was leaning more towards the gray family, but it's not. So if you are looking for something like that, I don't know yet as far as if I will recommend this palette. But like I said, I only used 2 shades out of it. So as I continue to play with it, I'll see if it's going to give me the gray effect that I was actually looking for. But other than that, I mean, I still love the palette. It was still so pretty. So I take the shade Slated and I use that to blend out the harsh edges of the black. My advice, if you ever use a black shade, that you just barely blend out the edges. Don't go heavy into blending when it comes to black, because you could kind of lose the pigment. Use more of a tight little small circular motions and focus literally only on the edges of the shadow, and you will have that seamless perfect blend when it comes to a black eyeshadow. I did lose it a little bit, so I did add a little bit more of that black, and then I end up adding a little bit more of Slated. So let's do it, which is the black, Slated, which is like that undertone blue black, and then I also add some more of that yellow to bring back the pigmentation that I lost. Because this is a Halloween look and you want your makeup to last all night, you're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be partying, you're gonna be doing a damn thing, I do add 2 primers. I use the Badescu Primer water to hydrate my face as well as to prime my face. And then in a minute you're about to see that I also take the milk Hydro Grip Primer, which is very strong primer, and I place that over top of that Pore Fessional that I just laid down. And it's just going to give me that extra hold that I need and I want to make sure that my makeup lasts all night. Last minute, I end up taking this glitter just to give the look a little something something, because I felt like it was kind of lacking a little pizzazz. So I take that glitter and place it right on top of my lid in the center, and then use that shade called Let's Do It, the black, and place it over the glitter to kind of blend the two colors together so it didn't look like just one harsh strip of glitter. I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to this Tarte foundation. It is full coverage and it does cover pretty well, and I do love that aspect of it. But I just hate when you apply it, you see how orange it is. Now, it doesn't stay like that. After a few minutes, it does sink into your skin and it turns into the color of your skin. But I hate when you apply it on camera and it looks like this. I think it just looks tacky and nasty. But for the most part, I'm going to use the shit out of this foundation until it's pretty much gone, because it is very pricey. But I mean, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that foundation if you have it, because I just have a love-hate relationship with it. It's good, but I don't like it. So I definitely won't be purchasing it again. If you're familiar with watching my makeup tutorials, you know that I switched over to using a brush application instead of my sponge to blend out my foundation and concealer. Now, I do this just to blend it out, but then in the next clip, I do take the Morphe sponge and I use that to stamp in the foundation so that it gives more of a seamless blend instead of the strokes of a brush. When you use a sponge instead of a brush, I feel like the sponge soaks up most of the products. So now I avoid that because I noticed I was going through so much foundation and concealers. So I use a brush first and then I use the sponge. If you're familiar with watching my makeup tutorials, you know that I like to stamp the baking powder into my skin and then swipe it off with a brush. I don't like to bake because I feel like that just clings to my dry patches on my face because I do have dry skin, so I try to avoid that. If you're familiar with watching my makeup tutorials, you know that when it comes to placing bronzer, I don't target certain areas on my nose like most makeup artists do. I literally just take the bronzer and just put it straight on my nose. I like to take a darker bronzer and use that as kind of like blush. So I only put it on the cheeks of my skin. I never put it on my forehead. So that's why you guys always see me using two bronzers, because I personally like it that way. To brighten underneath my eyes, I take the KKW Beauty highlighting powder. Now, I haven't used this on camera yet. I have had it for a while, which is crazy. But I feel like this was a perfect makeup look to go ahead and really highlight underneath my eyes and bring that to the forefront. This shade called Starstruck was so pretty. I didn't even have to wet my brush and it gave me the pigmentation that I was looking for. So gorgeous. I even put it on my brow bone as well because I loved it that much. It just brought the whole eye look to life, honey. Alright, so narrowing it down to the last and final, which is the lippy. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new, my name is Kailey. I did not address that in the beginning, so don't forget to subscribe if you would love to see me again on your feeds. I had so much fun creating this look, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as well. Stay tuned for the mini vlog at the end, and deuces.